Hi everyone, welcome to J&D Gardens. We're here in Camp Compost again for week 6 of our fall compost pile, and it's time to start cooling things down. Okay, so like I said, we're here in Camp Compost again for week 6. And this is, around this time is what I start calling the cooling down period. Now, from our last video in week 4, we were turning the pile, adding water and some more materials. And it had gotten down to around 140 or slightly below. And so we kicked it back up. So it's been about 2 weeks. We actually came back and turned it last week, but we didn't make a video for it. And we're about, looking at it, it's about, about 140, slightly less. I put 2 in here just to make sure. Yep, so it's actually starting to cool down, meaning that we've pretty much burned out most of the material. Now it's kind of have to let nature take its course. But when I open it up and I show you, you'll see it's pretty much done. Now the pile shrank down again. We had it all the way to the top, and it looks like it's gone down about 6 to 8 inches. So let me pull these out for you. Oh, and you know, if you look at it, you wouldn't think this is compost at all. It's still a little warm because you know, around 140 or so is still pretty warm. It's funny, we get comments from people saying about the heat of their pile. They're like, when I tell them I like to get it up to about 160, they leave us comments. They're like, wow, Dan, I don't know how you're able to get it that high. I'm happy if I get it to 130, 140. And 130 or 40 is actually fine. You know, it just might take a little bit longer. We really heat this up. Let me pull some out. We really heat this up because we want the pile to be finished sooner. So let me show you. We probably get some smoking here. Yep. But if you see, you don't, if you, you really, it looks like just good dirt. Still some smoke, has a great earthy smell. At this point, even last time I was here, there's no more sulfur smell. It's hot compost. We're giving you a visual of how we do it. It's actually kind of cool out here this morning. Remember, always turn your compost pile in the morning. You won't sweat as much. But I mean, look at that. It's really just great compost. It kind of looks like just regular dirt or topsoil. And once we actually run it through a sifter, you wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, you'd think that this is completely done. Now, if I needed to use it, I would, but I actually don't. Like I said, we're making a lot of compost because we're going to be adding some new beds to the garden. So we're just going to be making a ton. Oh, see some remnants, some coffee filter bags. And when I run it through the sifter, this will all be out. So, and you'll just have the really good stuff. In a couple of weeks, we'll bring some of this back over to J&D and we'll show you the sifting process. But for now, as you see, it's still smoking, but like I said, it's pretty much done. At this point today, all we're gonna do is turn it and add water. So let me pull a little bit more of it out. So all the big chunks, if you remember from week 1, all the food scraps, no chance of seeing any of that. Even most of the big plants are gone. A few twigs here and there, but this is really just incredible stuff. I'm gonna try to bring this up to the camera. Okay, so if you see, this is really great. Some really warm to the hand still. Some little things, but like I said, running it through the sifter, this will all be gone. Ooh. So the cooling phase is that, so it's done burning up. I mean, it's still gonna burn up, as you see. It's to about 140, and it's actually dropping. I think one of them was about closer to 135. So it's gonna keep dropping, still breaking down. We're gonna help it up by, as I said, adding water. But now all we're gonna come out to do for the next couple of weeks is just turn the pile, add water, and slowly let it cool down. And as it cools down, all the earthworms and white grubs and all these different animals that come in and insects that come in and clean, start eating up the compost and breaking down the pile, are just going to help things along. Like I said, I don't need this right now, so it's I'm totally fine to leave it in here for a little while and just keep turning it and let them do their work. So at this point, let's just put in a gate here. Again, this is the beauty part, is having the empty bin right next door. Oop, put the slab. And like I said from the last video, we actually started a new compost pile here, and we'll probably turn it at some point to show you. But a lot of fresh glass clippings that we put in, and a lot of other material. But we're not going to do that today. Today, I'm just going to concentrate on the pile. You want to grab some more of it? And I mean, look at it. It's like I said, if I would have just let this cool down, more coffee filters, they'll break down. If not, like I said, they'll get out in the, you start putting. The water's gonna help obviously keep breaking things down, but also to help start cooling it off a little bit. And like I said, oops, excuse me. And that's where all the critters start coming in. Good critters though. And maybe in 2 weeks again, when we do another video, hopefully we'll see, when we break down, we'll show you some of the earthworms and some of the white grubs and other creatures that are in there helping breaking it down. Now, thinking of putting in some earthworms at some point, but you know what? Getting close to the end of the season, I don't want to, it's going to start getting cold soon, so I really don't want to risk that. And it's all breaking down fine anyway, so I think we'll save that for the spring when we start our spring pile. Here we go. But really, just each of these bins create about a yard of compost, a little less, depending on how much you keep filling it. And it, just like I said, great stuff. And again, I said this before, if you're not composting, you really ought to, because the amount of money you can save is amazing. Again, about $40 or so a yard, maybe cheaper, but then you got to pay for the delivery again, which could be another $40 or so, and it kind of kills you. If you're buying a large amount of soil for your garden, then that's different. You know, you'll probably buy a few yards depending on how big your planter beds, and then paying for the delivery is not that bad. But if you only really need a yard, it's terrible to pay that much. But it's, you know, it's what it is. But since you have all the materials, it really just makes most sense to do it, and better to reuse your grass clippings, your food scraps, than put it in some kind of landfill. It's better for everyone. It's better for the earth. It's better for you. Better for your pocketbook. So, like I said, our fall compost pile will last about another 2 or 3 episodes, maybe including the sifting. And then at some point I'll get us into November, and sometime late November, early December, we're going to be starting a brand new pile, our winter pile. So again, if you're new to the channel and you've just been following us here for this fall pile and just kind of watching, if you really want to start your own compost pile, winter's really not that bad. And I just heard some news that at least here in the Northeast, that we're having a, what do you call it, Jackie? La Nina weather pattern, which means maybe we'll have a warmer winter than normal. So, and even if it's cold, it's fine. turning the pile's not so bad. Even in the dead of January, you have those days that it's not that bad out on an early Saturday morning. There's no snow on the ground and it's chilly, but you put a jacket on, you're fine. So turning the pile is really not so bad. So it's all going to be part of a series that we're going to be doing on starting a brand new garden from scratch. And we're going to be expanding our garden in Garden North. We're going to be adding more planter beds. That's why we're going to be making so many compost. That's why we've been making so much compost. Our winter pile, we're going to do all 4 plus these. So we're going to have yards and yards, and we're going to need it. We're going to have like 4 or 5 planter beds, like 15 feet long by 3 feet. So we need all the material that we can get. But it'll be a great series to show you how to start the planter beds, how to drip lines, compost, setting up cages to keep the critters out. Whole big series. And like I said, this is the first part of it because you need the soil to grow in, and then obviously planting and all that other good stuff. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll just keep mentioning that through these episodes. So we go on. We just let me just see if anything else really to show you here. I know sometimes these videos can get a little repetitive, but you know, it's all part of giving you the motivation to do your own compost pile. Some people don't want to do it for a lot of reasons. It's a lot of work, or they've tried it in the past, they can't get the heat up, and all different things. But you know, just keep working at it. You'll see anything you put out there is going to break down anyway. It's a matter of how fast. And if you're not in any terrible hurry, you just keep doing it. If you can't come out every week or every couple of days to turn the pile, then that's okay. Just come out when you can, and you'll see it's going to break down anyway. It's a matter of how fast you want it to break down. And you know, if you this is the part that you hate, which everyone does, you know, find a neighborhood kid that you can pay to come and turn your pile, or a niece or nephew, or your kids, depending on who you want. Because I know this is a little bit of an annoying part, but it actually is a pretty good, it's actually kind of satisfying to see it. I mean, if you go back and watch the first video, all the stuff that we put in there, all the food scraps and the sawdust and coffee grounds, everything, all the leaves, it's just amazing to get to this point. And you can't smell it, but if you really smell this, you're like, wow, it's a great earthy smell, and it's just so incredible. And knowing that you're going to be helping your plants along with giving them such great material to grow in is actually very satisfying. I know me sweating and breathing hard doesn't seem like it. There's still a lot of heat coming from this, just to let you know, but it really is very satisfying. So Jackie and I are gonna finish up this pile. We're gonna keep adding some water. Like I said, we're in the cooling down, so no more grass or leaves or anything else. We just want it to break down some more and cool down a little bit, so all the critters can come in and help break it down some more. And like I said, sometime in the end of towards the end of November, we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna sift it out and show you really what you get, and you'll just see in a couple of months what we were able to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you're still learning something. And be sure to hit like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about how to get your pile hotter or any of the materials, please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. We just love to know that people are starting their compost piles. So until next time, remember, yes, we can.